The NFL on EA Sports is in the Steel City at Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, PA. This was the scene just a few moments ago as the Pittsburgh faithful were fired up by the hometown Steelers taking the field. They're all set as they'll match up with the San Francisco 49ers.
Chris Boswell, the kickoff for Pittsburgh.
Two teams that have combined to win 11 Super Bowl titles. The Steelers and the Niners are underway. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
At their own 24-yard line.
They'll run for the first time with Raheem Mostert. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. Here's Garoppolo to throw. That's complete. It's Brandon Ayuk. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one good for 26 and a first down.
26 yards.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
And he'll be brought down right in midfield after a gain of only a couple.
Tackle made right at.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. Cameron Hayward attacking off the edge that time.
15 yards.
Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line.
At their own 1-yard
You rarely call your punter a weapon, but he certainly was there. How about that? Pinning him down at the 1-yard line and helping out the defense in a big way. I'm telling you what, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I might be thinking safety right now.
They'll run with the NC State man. It's Jalen Samuels. And able to get it across the 10 to the 15. They were looking for a cushion from that end zone. He gave it to him. 15 big yards.
1st and 10 at the 15.
They'll run again with Samuels on 1st down. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
A gain of 2.
He went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Now, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
2nd and 8 coming up. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. Gets this to his running back. That's Jalen Samuels. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
57's the mic. Watch 57. Check tight. Check tight. Check tight. Please do. 57's the mic. Mike 57. Strip the ball. Strip that ball.
First carry for the 2018 Pro Bowler, James Conner. The tackle by Eric Armstead.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Roethlisberger, and that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
Well, if there is a certainty in this game, we know that wherever he goes, he's going to draw a big-time crowd.
Throws into double coverage there, and look, that's something that he's going to have to deal with a lot in this game, I'm sure.
Yeah, they were lucky to get away with that one where it just fell incomplete, but they're going to count on him to uncover latent routes and make some difficult catches.
I'm coming. 57's the mic. Watch 57. Push him back. Push him back.
On 3rd down, Roethlisberger. That went into the hands of his tailback, Samuels. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 41-yard line. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 41. Now Conner on the toss left side. Able to push forward for about 4 down to the 37.
He's brought down.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
From the 37, they work on 2nd and 6. Roethlisberger will hand to Conner, and he'll take this one down to the 36. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
It's a gain of 2. Brings up 3rd and 5.
And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive.
Come on, Hey, check Mike 57. Mike 57. Good track. 57's the mic. Watch 57. Double ball. That's the way.
Here's Roethlisberger. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
So on 4th down, the Steelers call on the number of Chris Boswell for the field goal try. From the right hash, this from 53. And he missed it. It's no good. And this will remain a scoreless game.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs, and that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
Garoppolo's pass. Incomplete on the throwaway. It's 3rd down and 14.
And Incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. T.J. Watt, the All-Pro, in there to take him down. Here comes the 49ers punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. On the return, Johnson. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
21-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Now Ben going to give this one to Connor. And he powers his way up past the 30. They give him about 4 on the play, but he's marked short, so it'll be 3rd and about the length of the football. Roethlisberger keeps it. And he'll be touched out here, but not before he does pick up the first. He'll wind up getting 2 there as he does it himself and picks up the first.
1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
6-man. Check curls. 57 the mark. 57 the mark.
This time, Roethlisberger will throw. Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Jarquiski Tart.
That was a really nice interception. I think it illustrates the differences between playing man and playing zone. When you're in man, all you're focused on is the receiver in front of you. But when you're in zone, you're allowed to read the quarterback's eyes and go to the ball. That's exactly what happened on that play.
Here we go.
Garoppolo going to give to Mostert. And he'll get it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down. That fits the bill.
On 2nd down, Mostert. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line. The good run on 1st down followed up by a not-so-good run on 2nd down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on 3rd down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
Garoppolo going to try and throw on 3rd. Open man is Ayuk, complete. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. 1st and goal at the 1. He'll run with Mostert. And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
I know the defensive coordinator is going to be pretty excited by what he just saw there. Great knockback by their front. And now with the ball where it is, I would expect to see the offense throw the ball on 2nd and 3rd down here.
And maybe shades in the steel curtain here as the Steeler defense drops him behind the line again. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. Throwing now is Garoppolo. The Steeler defense locked in, forcing an upcoming 4th down. So they opted to pass for it on 3rd and goal. Let's see what they do on 4th and goal.
Well, I think they threw it with the idea that if they didn't get it, they would go for it on 4th and goal. So they got another play in their pocket. They're going to have to call it right now. No field goal here.
So Garoppolo off. Coming on is the veteran Robbie Gould for the 49er field goal. And in his 15th season, he's able to get this one to go. And the 49ers take a 3-0 lead. So still no touchdowns in the first half, but we do have some action on the scoreboard with the field goal. So
maybe now the mentality changes in this game, because anytime you can get to the red zone, and if you don't come away with 6 points, you feel like it's a disappointment. In a game like this one, being able to kick field goals means you're right there, and then you're just looking for that big break to take you over the top.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. This one a little slow to get cooking. Just a 3-0 scoreline as they begin with a 1st and 10. They start with a give to Connor. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Jonathan Coachman. Coach will have highlights and analysis of this first half, one that's featured no touchdowns as of yet on either side.
So his job's a little bit easier for this halftime.
Need to give the coach some highlights here.
Yes, we do.
And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
Thus far, it hasn't been a real fun half for them, but a play like that may get them off the schneid a little bit, get them loosened up and moving.
Kind of seems like they've been sleepwalking and still sitting on 0 points.
And it's not always making an adjustment. Sometimes it's just going back to what you know can work and finally getting it done.
In a 4th down.
Roethlisberger will stay out there, and they're going to go for it on 4th.
57, Mike, 57. Watch on that bench release and go. 57, 57, Mike. We got it,
Here we go on 4th down with Roethlisberger. The completion good. This is Eric Ebron. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. They're able to keep the drive alive. 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one. Roethlisberger throwing complete to McDonald. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Ebron caught left side. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40.
That's good.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. Johnson was the intended receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Here we go. Black 5. I got him. 50 Cent. Mike, 50 Cent. 44.
Play fake to Connor. Now Roethlisberger. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked by Tarvarius Moore. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
The 49ers. They'll take over 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. So after the INT, it's Garoppolo. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. Brandon Ayuk, the one he was looking for. And that'll bring up 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. From midfield, here's Garoppolo. He'll let this go deep for Bourne. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go.
Intended for Kendrick Bourne. Joe Hayden on the coverage.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Garoppolo, a final shot here before half. They're trying for Ayuk, but it's intercepted. Joe Hayden, the veteran, with a pick. And he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half.
Wishnowski to kick off for San Francisco.
These offenses seemingly still back at the hotel for the first half. 3-0 our score as the second half gets underway. And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
Yeah, they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the third quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. They're coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive.
Watch the curl. Watch the curl. 54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check. Watch.
Third quarter starts with a run from Connor, and he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Brought down at the 28.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last two drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. They go play action now. Roethlisberger. And yes, complete to the tight end McDonald. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
45. Nice job there of utilizing his big target. He didn't overthink it. Understands the catch radius. Understands that he knows how to use his body to keep defenders away from the ball. And puts it right out there for the nice pickup.
On 1st and 10 is Connor, pushing forward for 3 up to the 48. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
They'll stay on the ground with Connor again. And he's going to get forward for about 5, but that may be coming back. What say you, Mr. Referee? So on the big tight end, holding.
Each and every year, we talk about very few tight ends coming into the league that are polished blockers or asked to do it a lot in college. So it's a constant struggle and a constant fight to learn how to do it without holding.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. They'll try a little trickery here on the end around. I don't think anyone in the building fooled right there, as that one is going to blow up in their faces. They'll wind up losing 7 yards on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
Like 80.
They go play action with Roethlisberger. And Big Ben intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by the safety, Jarquiski Tart. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. So an opening drive interception to begin this second half.
And just think about the time you spent in the locker room going over what you expected to do in the second half. Not the way they saw it, not the way they drew it up. You find out this is something that you can't just edit, right? There's no rewrite here. This is live, and now they've got to find a way out of this hole.
And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
At the 44-yard line.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. Gets this one to Juszczyk. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
It's a gain of 8, and it brings up 3rd.
Looking to throw, Garoppolo. That's complete to his receiver, Ayuk. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. On the handoff, this is Mostert. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. It was Mike Hilton up to make the tackle. A good action to this point in the third quarter. Just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. And on the slant, able to find Ayuk.
Garoppolo's pass.
And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
No gain on the play. It's now 4th down.
Garoppolo to throw for it on 4th. And that is going to be incomplete. The Niners go for it, but it doesn't work out. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop.
The result of the play is a turnover on down.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
And not much there at all, as he'll get this only up to about the 11. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And it's going to be batted down, and we'll go the other way with the football. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Garoppolo. And that'll be incomplete.
And to put it mildly, this is a... tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points? I think they're also thinking bigger right now. Imagine being able to stop them totally and change the momentum.
Garoppolo again here on 2nd and 10. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's 3rd down.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
I like what they tried to do there. Tried to hit him with something quick, get the ball in his hands, and hope he could make some yards after the catch and pick up a 1st down. Weren't able to do so on that play.
And for the 2nd time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. And Gold is able to put it through, and that will double their lead as it's up to 6. So another good job defensively, because they've allowed 3 trips into the red zone, but only the 2 field goals.
Yeah, that's the bend but don't break, isn't it? And they really didn't get broken at all, because if you're running off the field having allowed 2 field goals and 3 trips in the red zone, you've actually come out ahead.
Yeah, flip it over to the other side. The offense, they'll hope to cash in for 6 next trip. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And, Charles, we've seen almost 3 full quarters now, and neither offense can really get it going. Neither has hit the end zone, and neither side seemingly can make that big play.
But the game hasn't been devoid of action because these two defenses, they've taken over and they've slugged it out. But I think you're exactly right. We're at that stage of the game now where one of these offenses, if they make a big play, that could be the difference.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10.
I'm coming after you. Right there.
Play action. It's Roethlisberger. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Incomplete. Brings up a 3rd down and 10 yards.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Let's put him on the buses. Let's put that kid on.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And that one not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this 3rd quarter of play. Back now in Pittsburgh. It's the Steelers with the football, but trailing here as we get going in quarter number 4. The offense going to stay out there. They've converted once, failed once. What can they do here on 4th down? The Steelers will go. It's Roethlisberger. And that is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Niners take over in terrific field position.
Play is a turnover on downs.
On 1st and 10, it's Mostert. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4.
Ball carrier.
Well, that's a pretty good drive starter right there. And I don't know, partner, if you're even thinking about sitting on the ball right now. They may just want to run their regular offense.
In plus territory, and as an offensive coordinator, you don't want your team to go into a shell, do you?
No, you really don't, because as soon as you take your foot off the gas, it's real hard to put it back on and mash it, because once everyone's emotions come down, hard to start them up again. So I think he may want to keep them cranking high right here.
The Niners on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This will be 3rd and 6. Garoppolo now. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the 1st. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down.
A gain of 3 yards.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game.
A 35-yard attempt.
The kick by Gold is good. And that will make our score 9-0. Same story continues. He's the only one that scored for them, their kicker, with all the points.
So now when we hear the chants of MVP, MVP, they're definitely aimed at him, because he has been the only guy who's put points on the board in this game.
Kickers are always either the hero or the GOAT. So far, he's definitely the hero. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a 2-score game, so they need to get points out of this drive relatively quickly. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
57, Mike, 57.
Now Roethlisberger. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Normally, he's pretty reliable. Usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
Third down and 10.
The Steelers on third down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. And he's got the first down, yardage before being taken down at midfield. It'll go as a gain of 25 on a play that started back at the 25.
At the 50-yard line.
From midfield now, here's Roethlisberger. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked by Tarvarius Moore. Scoring has really been at a premium. And, Charles, you got to tip your cap to this defense coming in here. Their offense, too, but this whole team coming in here on the road, getting a hard-fought win.
I think the way that they're finishing this one up, an exclamation point on a terrific game. As you noted, hard for them to put points on the board, and they hold them down one more time and finalize things.
Ball carrier.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the 4th quarter, we see both teams hold up the 4 fingers. 4th quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the 4 fingers for 4-minute offense, and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Now, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it. And let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas, have a little vision, and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there. They show run with 3 tight ends here on first down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Cameron Hayward, what a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13.
Like the footwork back there, I thought he did a pretty good job of evading that first wave of players. Tried to buy a little extra time out of the pocket, but in the end, oh, that was a tough one.
Yeah, winds up getting buried for the loss. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. A play fake from Mostert, now Garoppolo. And intercepted, maybe the turning point they need. Joe Hayden, the veteran, with a pick. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. The interception was a great starting point, but now they need points pretty quickly, down 2 scores. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And the play goes nowhere, losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down. The loss of 3 on that first down pass play. Now 2nd and 13. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well, incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
Well, they've had success getting the ball to him out of the backfield, but this time they had a man right on him. He was able to break that play up before he could get started.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They'll try and throw for him with Roethlisberger. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
I think that was good strategy there, trying to go right back to him after the last completion. But this time, the defense was all over him, and they got there to break that one up.
Throwing now is Roethlisberger. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now third down.
Johnson.
In the early days of the NFL, you could easily blame these drops on maybe some uneven or uncertain lighting in a stadium. Not anymore. The lights are pretty good.
Yeah, they're great here at night, but his second drop, indeed, not a good look. And that will be incomplete.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep two eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting two hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit. Even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked by Tarvarius Moore, and they will take over at the 26-yard line. Yes, folks, that is his third interception, and I'm going to use one of the most overused phrases in football. He's a ball-hawking safety.
I love the way that you called for the shot there. That's perfect, though, because there is something to that. Being a safety often allows you freedom to roam around a defense, maybe not a specific assignment. Today, his assignment, find the football, and he's done so quite well.
So they come up on second down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. They'll stay on the ground with Mostert. And he stopped after a gain of one. Not enough. Still a yard to go on third down. And the trend continues here in the fourth like it was in the first, second, and third. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
That's going to be caught by Samuel. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. So much for the run on 3rd and 1. Instead, it's a big chunk in the pass game. First down. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. A Mostert to first down carry. This will wind up only getting him a couple. And it'll bring up second down.
Devin Bush. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8. At the 33-yard line.
And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. Oh, now look at this. They're lining up to add 3 more. A little insult to injury here late in the game. From the right hash and call it an even 50 yards. And the kick is good. So you wonder how this one might be remembered the next time these two teams meet. But until then, this game's over. So the victory here for San Francisco, and they did it in shutout fashion. Impressive.
Would it be too bland of a statement to say they didn't have the greatest day offensively? I mean,
did enough, though. Did enough. But, yeah, you're right.
Most games, it wouldn't have been enough. So they've got to go into the locker room and applaud their defensive mates and say, guys, you really carried us today. We'll try and get you back next time. But as for today, you guys are nails out there.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gunn. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. With that, we say good night from Pittsburgh.